Hello everyone, I'm Sean. Alright, and this is Everyday Food Reviews. Today we've got 3 cans of Emerge Impact. I've had this in the fridge for a while. I've tried to find out if this is any different to regular Emerge, and I can't. Let's show the thumbnail. So we've got 3 varieties. We've got the original, the sugar-free, and the mixed berry, which were all available in the original line of Emerge. I can't find any of the original one anymore, so I assume this has just replaced it, so I assume this is just the same. But, I mean, I've drunk a lot of Emerge over the years. Sometimes it's the only thing that's available, especially in a pub or a bar or something when they just have the cheapest thing possible to mix Jaeger bombs. Just get a can of this. If I'm drinking soft drinks, quite often it's cheaper than a glass of Coke as well. So the smell is familiar, the colour's familiar, nothing extraordinary so far. So this is the original one. We've got 1.5 grams of sugar per 100 ml. So that's really low. That's really low. Interestingly, it's got 30 milligrams of caffeine per 100 ml. But if you read the blurb on the back, it says Emerge Joule is a great tasting energy drink specifically developed to energize your body when you need it most. Now, Emerge Joule is what the can said. You know, everyone just called it Emerge, but it said Emerge Joule on the can. And this says Emerge Impact now, and they're still referring to it as Emerge Joule, even though it doesn't say that anywhere else on the can. So I think we're fairly safe in saying that it's the same. Cheers. Yeah, it tastes the same. For those who haven't had Emerge in any rendition, it's a cheap Red Bull clone, but it's generally widely available and cheap. You know, there's some cheap Red Bull clones that still cost £1 a can. This one, if you pay more than 29p a can, probably getting ripped off. And the most expensive, you'd see it some places have it for 39p or 3 for £1. So, you know, that's the sort of benchmark for price you should be looking at. This one, less than half a gram of sugar. Now, it's interesting that that they still do an original and a sugar-free, and the original only has 1.5 grams of sugar per 100 ml. Because that, unless you're diabetic or something, that's a pretty negligible amount. What we call the half sugar drinks have 4.5, thereabouts 4.5 grams of sugar per 100 ml. The old energy drinks would have had 10 or 11, some of them as high as 15 grams of sugar per 100 ml. And this original one is coming in at 1.5. Now, it does also have sweeteners. It's got Ace K and sucralose, and yet it still tastes quite astringent, quite sour. Not too bitter though. This one presumably has the same sweeteners. I'll double check in a second. Sucralose and Ace K. So this one has Ace K and sucralose. So this one has more sucralose to make up for the fact it's got no sugar. So that's the colour of it. Typical straw colour we'd expect to see, and that's the can. It's a white and red can, as opposed to a black and red and white can. Well, cheers. Now, unusually, that's a little bit smoother than the original. Normally, the sugar-free ones are slightly more sour. This seems a little bit less sour and a bit smoother. and cleaner. I'd say the sugar-free one goes down a lot easier, to be honest. And the mixed berry one, can looks nice, purple and black and white. Ingredients, this one has sugar, again 1.5 grams per 100 ml, so not a huge amount of sugar. You know, we're looking at a third of the amount of the half sugar ones. So this berry one, it says mixed berry, smells very sweet, smells of strawberry. Thinking about the old Emerge, I'm sure they went to half sugar, but I don't remember them ever being as low as 1.5 grams, so I think this rebrand has coincided with them cutting the sugar right down to 1.5. Why they've chosen to do that, I couldn't tell you. This smells like the old mixed berry Emerge, it smells just the same. It still calls it Emerge Dual Mixed Berry on the back. See if the sugar-free one says, yeah, Emerge Dual Sugar-Free. So yeah, it seems like a really half-arsed rebrand. Yeah, it smells sticky and of strawberry. I never liked the original mixed berry. I was hoping this would be a bit different, but it doesn't smell any different. The colour's quite nice though, it's a sort of purpley colour. Tastes a lot more sour than it ever used to. Personally, I think that I prefer that to how it used to taste, but I imagine most people are going to find that less palatable. Yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there. I'll just say, you know, we've got Emerge Impact now instead of Emerge Dual. It has changed, they cut the sugar down, but if you were drinking Emerge anyway, I would guess that you're drinking it because it's cheap and not because it's good. And in terms of price, whenever I've seen them, they've been about the same price as they used to be. And you'll maybe find them a little bit less palatable, especially mainly the ones with the sugar in, with the amount of sugar being cut down and them tasting a bit more sour. But like I say, if you're drinking Emerge in the first place, you'd probably be happy to carry on because it's the same sort of price. And personally, I always avoided the mixed berry one, with that being sour and less sticky now than it ever used to be. That's the one I'd probably pick up going forward, if I was to ever pick up an Emerge again. Yeah, I'll be looking out for other flavours. I'm sure they used to do a tropical one at some point. It was in a silver and orange can. It would be nice to see them do a little bit more, you know, like how Boost used to be, when Boost were down at 39p. If Emerge went up to 39 or even 45p a can, and they just had a few more flavours like Boost, then they'd be a much more compelling option. Because Boost, you know, they were 50p a can when Rockstar was 99p a can, and the cans are half the size. And then Boost upped their cans to 59p, and it's like, you know, you're talking the same price per 100ml as Monster at this point, and the increased price mark on Rockstar. And it's just too expensive for something that's not as nice. If Emerge could take over what Boost used to be, you know, a cheap option with some interesting flavours to keep that cheap option interesting, then I'd have a lot more time for that. As it is, these are fine, and they do have a mixed berry one, so it's not just original flavours, or original, excuse me. But yeah, I'll wrap it up there. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for joining us. See you next time. Cheers.